I beg you, Senator Moise. I want to land on something here. Even if you get 5%, the sex that you get, they say you mean. Even if the fact, some agents say, no, maybe you're not lucky. I don't get something from that person. The general perception is a public official, especially with American people, they mean. Mr. President of the Senate, Mr. President of the Senate, more than 20,000 jobs in the private sector in the labor market that work permit was selling for that job, for those jobs, and depriving our people. We cannot be here under the regime and allow it to happen. We should not allow it to happen. In 2019, 2018, the former government paid the road, the door for military road. First time in the history of this country. In 2019, there was a by-election that contested in. The people in door for military walk on that road to go vote for me. They didn't vote for the government candidate because they didn't have job. We must be intentional and deliberate about providing job for our people so we can think that they listen or the basic. They empower them. I submit. Without politicizing, the New Talk Eastern, Mr. President of the Senate, the civil police, especially us for the rescue government. Our people say we move. Say what? Mom, you 1 minute. No, let's go 1 minute.
Mr. President of the Senate, resigning as a Nigerian Senate.
I think the senators then need to see it and speak.
We are glad to report that the county of Nimba is steady, and like all other counties, is peaceful. The citizens let me acknowledge here that during our break, we visited the county. Even though we are confronted with a lot of issues, just as the rest of the counties, but the economic activities within Nimba County is ever striving and growing. Farming activities by our citizens are ongoing, except for the concession areas where rightfully mining activities are taking away the rights of our people to farm. And that is the reason why we continue to push for benefits of our people who have been deprived and denied rightfully because of mineral deposit within their areas of farming. And so we want to again applaud the leadership of the Senate for giving us the overwhelming support in taking up the issues with concessionaires within the county, and we hope that this session will conclude on some of the issues concerning the smooth operations and the compliance of companies operating in Nimba. Let me report that the Nimba Legislative Caucus also have been meeting on some of these issues. And we want to assure you people that our approach and advocacy for our people stems from the background whereby we don't want unrest at concession areas. Too long our people have been left alone to either find a voice for themselves. And when they do so, sometimes they resort to protest and demonstration. So we want to avoid that so that we can have investor confidence, so that we can have security at companies and concessionaires site to do their job properly, while holding them accountable to do the needful for the people who are in the affected areas and the rest of the country.
The president himself presided over the mass looting of the country. You know what happened to 16 billion? You know what happened to the 46 condominiums on the highway? You know all the negative things that happened to the country. So he deceived the population. He deceived his people. And so, in an attempt to revive themselves, they finally got a plot of land, you go to break ground, just focus on what you are there for. He tried to choose subtle jobs at the government that is doing everything to repair and clean the mess that he created. It is wrong. We wish to remind the former president that his blemishes of his ill-fated leadership are still fresh on the minds of the leaders.
The leadership of President Graninka is introducing a tendency, or have introduced a tendency that completely contradicts and violates the norms, the standards, the precedents, and the doctrine at the Federation of Liberia's Youth.
The nation has not forgotten how the former president presided over the mass looting of state resources. We have not forgotten the domestic debt scandal he created. The GAC just concluded an audit, saving this struggling republic over 700 million, almost a third of the budget. Senator Dillon, as an outspoken member of the legislature, pleaded with the president's economic management team during the era of President William. Please release the list of domestic debt that you paid. They held it like a Pandora box. They could never release it. Today, the GSC have gone into that place. We saved the country over 700 million. We have not forgotten. Today, our foreign minister is having a meeting with the Secretary of State and acting advisor on national security to President Donald Trump. Not in Europe, but in the White House. We have not forgotten that under the leadership of one President Weah, our foreign minister was basically clearing the name on sexual related offenses in America. You know that. So who deceive who? Who are the real multi-bankers? Who are the charlatans? Where are we? Have you forgotten? This nation was being isolated under the leadership because nobody found confidence in this country. They were imposing sanctions on his chief of staff, on ministers. And today, we have elevated the standing of this country from isolation to being a member elected to the UN Security Council. Let us not play politics of everything. As a former president, we expect him to be above the fray.
When our politics are the New Talk Eater, Mr. President, the Senate, the civil colleague, especially us from the rescue government. Our people say we moved. Say what? One minute, 1 minute. No, sir, that's not 1 minute. Our people say we need. I beg you, Senator Moise. I want to land on something here. Even if you get 5%, the sex that you get, they say you mean. Even if the fact, some agents say, no, maybe you're not lucky. I don't get something from that person. The general perception is a public official, especially with American people, they mean. Mr. President of the Senate, Mr. President of the Senate, more than 20,000 jobs in the private sector in the labor market that work permit was selling for that job, for those jobs, and depriving our people. We cannot be here under the regime